You're listening to the Power Agent Blogcast, empowering agents to elevate their business to the next level.
Challenges are just a guide, leading you, don't run and hide. You've got the heart, you've got the drive, feel it pound, you're alive. Power Agent.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. You know, if you ever felt like you're just constantly juggling everything, always needing to be on, especially in a field like real estate, well, you've probably asked yourself, how do I stop feeling so burnt out?
Or, where's the balance in all this?
Exactly. And if that sounds familiar, trust me, you are definitely not alone.
Yeah.
That feeling of being constantly plugged in, always responding, it's something so many agents feel.
It really is.
So today, we're doing a deep dive specifically for you. We're looking into some really effective, proven time management strategies, the kind that are actually tailored to how a real estate agent's life works. Our goal here is to give you the tools, the insights, really, to get some of your time back, to stop feeling like you're just, drowning in tasks all day.
And maybe rediscover that freedom and flexibility. The reason a lot of people get into real estate in the first place.
Precisely.
And what we're using as our guide today are some really powerful excerpts from the Agent's Daily Blueprint for Real Estate Success. And this isn't just theory. It's very hands-on, very practical. It talks about some surprisingly easy changes you can make, gives you a solid structure for managing your day-to-day schedule.
So it helps you hit those monthly goals.
Exactly. Hit them and even, exceed them consistently.
Okay, great. So our mission with this deep dive is basically to pull out the absolute best nuggets of knowledge, maybe some surprising facts too, from this source.
Yeah, give you a shortcut.
Yeah, a shortcut. So you, listening, can get really well informed on how to genuinely transform your daily routine, boost your business, and importantly, find more of that personal time. So let's dig in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's unpack this first big idea. The source kicks off with something really foundational. It basically argues that if you want to be truly successful in real estate, you have to think of yourself as a business person first, not just someone who knows property.
Right.
Now, I can almost hear some listeners thinking, hold on, I know everything about the housing market, pricing, legal stuff. Isn't that enough?
And that knowledge is crucial. Absolutely. No one's denying that.
But the guide points out that just knowing the real estate side isn't the whole picture. Lacking that business acumen, that can lead to some pretty big, sometimes hidden challenges.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is that distinction. So many agents spend ages learning about listings, negotiation, showing homes, and that's all vital work.
Of course.
But if you ignore the business of being an agent, well, you're leaving a huge gap. It's like being an amazing chef, but having no clue how to run the restaurant, manage costs, or market it.
That's a great analogy.
For agents, this means things like, really understanding the tech and apps that can help, or constantly improving your communication skills beyond just client calls. Even things like SEO, search engine optimization for your website. That's business.
Things that maybe not covered in standard license training.
Often, yeah. They're seen as secondary or sometimes just totally overlooked, but they're essential for building a thriving business, not just making sales.
I totally see that now. It's like having this amazing car, but you forget the basic maintenance or you don't know how to actually drive it efficiently.
Exactly.
So for you listening, this isn't about just adding more stuff to your to-do list. It's more about being intentional, right? Setting aside maybe, an hour or so each week.
Yeah, dedicated time.
Dedicated time to actively learn these business skills. Maybe read some articles on strategy, watch a webinar on, say, digital marketing for agents, maybe pick up a book on financial planning for entrepreneurs.
You think of it as sharpening your tools. It's absolutely an investment, not, wasted time or a distraction from selling.
Right.
Because an agent who gets their personal branding, understands their cash flow, knows how their marketing funnels work, that agent is just so much more powerful. They're equipped to handle market shifts, competition. They're proactive.
Not just reacting all the time.
Precisely. That makes all the difference.
Okay, that really clicks.
Yeah.
So if we put on that strategic business owner hat, let's get practical.
Yeah.
Let's talk about actually designing your schedule for success.
Right.
And the guide emphasizes something really important here. You know you best. It's not handing you a rigid template.
No, one size fits all doesn't work here.
It's asking you, the listener, to think honestly about your own rhythm. Like, when are you actually most focused, most motivated?
Morning person.
Night owl? Yeah. And what about family stuff? Those non-negotiable commitments you need to build around. And let's be real. What tasks do you actually, like doing?
Yeah,
And which ones do you kind of dread?
Knowing that is key. Because the strategy isn't about forcing yourself into someone else's perfect day. It's about designing your day intentionally.
So breaking down big goals.
Yeah, into smaller daily actions. But importantly, linking those actions to a clear focus for the week. So instead of just vaguely saying, I want to grow my business.
Which is huge and overwhelming.
Exactly. You commit to, say, at least one specific task each day that directly helps you grow. Maybe it's building referrals. Maybe it's making new connections. Whatever moves the needle forward, it creates momentum.
Okay, and there's a tactic mentioned that sounds really powerful, almost like a keystone habit for the week.
The top 3.
Yeah. Starting each week by identifying your top 3 things to accomplish. Not just for the day, but for the whole week.
Right. These aren't your nice-to-haves. These are the absolute must-dos.
The source calls them the things you will do come hell or high water.
Pretty much, no matter what else pops up.
Yeah.
And the psychological boost? It's huge if you can knock those out early in the week. Especially the hardest one.
You feel amazing, right? Like you're already winning the week.
Totally. It gives you this immediate shot of accomplishment, energy, sets a really positive, proactive tone.
Instead of feeling behind from the start.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Seriously, imagine it's, say, Tuesday afternoon and you've already crossed off 2 of your big 3 for the week.
Yeah, that feels good.
You feel in control, you feel productive, and you've protected your most critical work from all those inevitable little fires you have to put out later in the week. It cuts down on decision fatigue, too.
Okay, I love that. So we've got the mindset, the personalized schedule framework, the top 3. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. The source actually lists specific activities that should probably be on a successful agent's daily schedule.
Yeah, this is where it gets really concrete.
And it's definitely more than just showing houses.
Mm-hmm.
It paints a picture of, like, consistent high-impact effort.
Absolutely.
So things like making it a point to talk to someone every single day about potentially selling their home.
And likewise, talking to someone every day about buying a home. Constant pipeline building.
Right. Plus, consistently touching base with at least one person in your sphere of influence or your farm area, keeping those relationships warm.
Super important. And it also highlights making those direct calls, reaching out to a FSBO for sale by owner or maybe an expired listing.
Those can be gold mines, right? If you approach them correctly.
Definitely opportunities. And these aren't just maybe tasks. The idea is they become daily non-negotiables.
Okay, what else is on this list?
Well, you've got things like scheduling or actually hosting an open house, protecting specific chunks of time for focused work, what's often called time blocking.
Time blocking. So crucial.
Crucial. Also, dedicating at least an hour, maybe daily or several times a week, to real estate training or coaching, or maybe both.
Continuous learning.
Always. Plus, practice or skill building like rehearsing scripts, learning about new business tips like we talked about earlier, and interestingly, gratitude.
Okay, hang on. Gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that a lot in, like, self-help circles.
Mm-hmm.
But for a real estate agent, grinding it out, some might think that's a bit fluffy. What's the practical reason it's on a daily schedule?
That's a really fair question. It seems counterintuitive, maybe, but think about the realities of real estate. There's rejection, deals fall through, long hours, market ups and downs.
Yeah, it can be tough mentally.
Exactly. So gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It acts as a mental resilience tool, a counterweight. Practically, it means taking just a moment each day to consciously acknowledge something positive.
Like a good client interaction or smooth closing.
Or even just appreciating the opportunity you have. Doing this consistently trains your brain to notice the wins, however small. It builds your belief in yourself, your resilience.
So it helps you bounce back faster.
Absolutely. It helps you reframe challenges, maintain a positive outlook, which is vital for long-term stamina. It helps prevent burnout. Think of it like mental conditioning for the job's stresses.
Okay, that makes total sense. It's strategic, not just sentimental. Powerful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's shift gears to something really, really compelling. A claim from the source that sounds almost too good to be true. It's called the 6-figure prospecting formula.
Right. This one gets people's attention.
It makes this incredibly bold statement that just one single hour a day spent on prospecting can totally transform your business and potentially get you earning a solid 6 figures.
It's a big claim.
It really is. It makes you pause, right?
Yeah.
Imagine, what would that actually look like for you, for your family, your future? But, okay, let's be real. An hour a day leading to 6 figures. That sounds a little bit like those late night ads, doesn't it?
I get the skepticism. It does sound almost too simple.
So what's the catch? Or maybe what's the biggest misunderstanding agents have about that 1 hour that stops them getting those kinds of results?
That's the perfect question. And the catch, if you want to call it that, is in the word focused. This isn't just randomly surfing Zillow for an hour.
Okay.
This formula assumes high-quality, intentional prospecting. But let's break down the actual math from the source first, so you can see how they arrive at that big number.
All right, lay it on us.
Okay, so dedicate 1 hour a day purely to focused prospecting. 5 days a week, that's 5 hours a week, right?
Got it. 5 hours.
Multiply by 4 weeks. In a month, you get 20 hours of focused prospecting per month.
Okay, 20 hours.
Now, the formula assumes, and this is an assumption based on effective prospecting, that you can generate one solid appointment for every hour you prospect.
So 20 hours equals 20 appointments. Listing appointments.
Yes, 20 listing appointments. Then it assumes a conversion rate. From those 20 appointments, you successfully convert 5 into actual listings.
5 listings from 20 appointments. Okay.
And out of those 5 listings, the projection is that 3 will sell.
3 listings sold per month.
Right. Now plug in an average commission, let's say $10,000 per sale. 3 sales times $10,000. That's $30,000 per month.
Wow.
And then you multiply that $30,000 by 12 months, and you get $360,000 annual income.
$360,000.
Yeah.
From 1 focused hour a day.
That's the potential impact, according to the formula. It really highlights the power of consistent, concentrated effort on the right activities.
Okay, seeing the math like that, it's definitely compelling. But let's circle back to that word, focused.
Yes. Critically important.
If I'm an agent listening, I'm thinking like, okay, but what if my hour isn't that productive? What are the common traps? Why doesn't everyone doing an hour of prospecting make that kind of money?
That's exactly where people get tripped up. The biggest pitfall is usually a lack of structure or real accountability within that hour.
So just kind of winging it.
Yeah, or getting easily distracted, or maybe they just don't have a clear plan for what to actually do. The source stresses clarity. It's not just make calls, it's who are you calling, what are you saying, how are you tracking results?
So having a plan for the hour itself.
Absolutely. Maybe using a script not to sound like a robot, but as a guide. Having a specific target list, your sphere, FSBOs, expireds, whatever, and tracking your numbers obsessively. We'll touch on tracking more in a bit. Without that focus, that intentionality, it really can just become an hour of busy work, not productive prospecting.
That sense. You need the plan and the execution.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're sold on this idea, this focused hour, the next obvious question for you, the listener, is when should you do it?
Right, the timing.
And the advice here is super practical, very personal. It's back to know thyself. Consider your own energy levels. What time works best for you?
Are you sharpest first thing, or do you hit your stride later?
Exactly. And here's a really smart psychological tip they mention.
Yeah.
If there's a task involved in that prospecting hour, maybe it's cold calling, maybe hitting up those FSBOs that makes you feel, nervous or uncomfortable.
Which is common.
Totally common. The advice is do that first. Get it knocked out first thing in the morning.
Eat the frog.
Eat the frog.
Yeah.
Exactly. Get it done. Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Then you can move on to other things without that cloud of dread hanging over you all day.
Such good advice. And building on that, to help tackle that nervousness, especially with calls, here's another valuable tip from the source.
Okay.
Consider asking another agent, maybe someone you trust, to role play with you.
Practice sessions.
Yeah, practice your prospecting calls. It creates this safe space, right? Where it's totally okay to mess up, stumble over words, figure out how to handle objections without a real client on the line.
Low stakes practice.
Exactly. It's not about memorizing a script perfectly, but building your confidence, refining how you explain things, anticipating what people might say. That preparation makes a huge difference when you do make the real calls.
Brilliant. Practice makes confident, not just perfect. Okay, finally, let's wrap things up by talking about tools. Leveraging tech and systems to be more efficient and keep that momentum going.
Yeah, efficiency is key to making all this sustainable.
And the source gives a really crucial broad tip here. Automate as many things in your business as you can.
Mm-hmm. Smart automation.
This isn't about being impersonal, right? It's about freeing up your time for the personal touch where it matters most.
Precisely. And what's fascinating is how automation really helps with maintaining those crucial client relationships. Think about a good CRM, customer relationship management system.
Not just a digital address book.
Oh, way more than that. A great CRM can send out personalized emails automatically on a schedule you set up, like a drip campaign.
Okay, so like follow-ups for new leads.
Exactly. Or birthday messages to past clients, or maybe monthly market updates to everyone in your sphere. You set it up once, and it runs.
So you don't have to manually remember every single follow-up.
Right. It ensures you stay top of mind consistently with very little ongoing effort from you. That's a massive key to scaling your business without burning yourself out.
Huge time saver. I can see that. Okay, so automation helps with communication. What about making sure you actually do all those daily actions we talked about earlier? Staying on track yourself.
Yeah, this brings us back to the importance of tracking your conversations and activity. This is absolutely paramount.
Okay.
The source talks a lot about using a daily activity tracker, and this doesn't have to be some complex software. Often it's just a simple list.
For a checklist.
Basically, yeah. A checklist of those key tasks you need to do every day to move your business forward. The real beauty of it is it kind of takes the thinking and the stressing out of your daily plan. It's laid out. You just execute, check things off.
Provides clarity.
Huge clarity. And it lets you see black and white what you've actually accomplished each day and all week long. It gives you invaluable data. Where is my time really going? Am I actually doing the high impact stuff?
So you know what's working and what's not.
Exactly. And the source even mentions specific resources like the time and money management tab in the Power Program Classroom, which is apparently a business program known for providing tons of these tracking pages. It just shows these tools are out there and accessible. It's all about creating that data-driven accountability for yourself.
Okay, so pulling this all together then, this deep dive has really shown that success, and especially that elusive work-life balance in real estate, it doesn't just come from grinding out more hours.
No, definitely not.
It comes from being strategic, intentional, really managing your time wisely. We've hit on how vital it is to adopt that business person mindset first. You're running a company.
Foundational.
Then, crafting that personal daily schedule, anchoring it with those top 3 weekly priorities you tackle early, making sure you're doing those high-impact daily actions consistently.
Right.
Showing up every day.
And then there was that potentially game-changing idea, the power of just one truly focused hour of prospecting each day. The potential impact on income is just wow.
It's staggering when you see the math.
And finally, leveraging the tool Smart Automation to handle routine communication and diligent tracking to keep yourself honest and focused. It's all about efficiency, freeing you up.
Freeing you up for the things that really require you, the high-value client interactions, the negotiations, and of course, your personal life too.
Exactly.
So I guess the final thought for you listening, what does all this really mean for you? As you look at your own schedule, your own goals, if dedicating just that single focused hour each day to something high impact like prospecting could genuinely unlock that 6-figure potential and give you more freedom, what's the one small change, the one concrete adjustment you could commit to making in your schedule starting tomorrow to move towards that?
Just one small thing. Yeah. Just think about the ripple effect. Those small, consistent changes, they really can add up to powerful results over time. We really hope this deep dive gives you some practical steps toward finding more of that freedom and flexibility you were looking for when you got into this business.